don't do a brake test. Don't tap the brakes to let them know, because that's completely dangerous. Just continue doing what you're doing. Hey guys, how's it going, and welcome back to my channel. Now today's video is something that I feel somewhat passionate about, and I feel like it's a topic that I really need to discuss. This might be a long video, I'm not too sure, because this is a topic I could literally talk hours about. So without further ado, let's go. Now this is a full disclaimer about this topic, which is road safety and driving vehicles within Finland. I feel like I have a duty to talk about this because I have multiple licenses, I've driven in many countries, and I'm also trained and qualified to respond to vehicle and roadside accidents. And yeah, I feel like this topic I hold close to my heart, so it's something that I definitely want to talk about. But I don't want this to be another typical video by me, so please don't skip through this. Watch the video, because hopefully you'll be able to take some information and it could potentially save some lives, because at the end of the day, that's all I'm trying to do with this. I'm not trying to point the blame with anybody. Now, I'm not trying to say all Finnish people are bad drivers, because it's definitely not true. You produce some of the world's best rally drivers. So please pay attention, take some notes, and these tips should be used on Finnish roads, or hell, even any roads. So yeah, this is some good information. So please pay attention. Just a little bit about my experiences driving here in Finland. I've had my license in Finland for almost 2 years now. I'm not saying I'm the world's best driver. Just with my qualifications and experience, I feel like I'm able to notice things that other people might not notice and drive more cautiously. And I mean, just yesterday, I was on the way to the gym, and I seen this truck, and it was just swerving in between traffic. It was doing like 100 kilometers an hour in an 80 zone. God knows why. To whoever you are, I hope you got to your destination safely. And yeah, absolutely. With 100%, I can say if I am not the person I am today and drive the way that I do, I probably wouldn't be here, because that person was, yeah, right up my backside. So yeah, let's get on with the video. Now, the biggest thing that I've noticed while driving in Finland is speeding. I don't understand why people speed. I don't get it. I mean, yeah, you have you know, teenagers or young adults getting their license, and they want to show off their new V6 to their friends and show how fast they can go on the highway. You're not helping anybody. There's places to do that sort of stuff. Go to a closed off road, or go to a racetrack, or whatever they have here in Finland. Go to a place where you're not putting other people's lives at danger, where you can go as fast as you want. And I really think that that's a massive one. Speeding. I mean, all you need to do is just slow down. You're gonna get to your destination eventually. Whether it be a few seconds slower or a few minutes slower, you're gonna get there safely. And the biggest thing is, not only are you not gonna put yourself at risk, but you're not gonna put other people's lives at risk. So please, just stick within the speed limits. That's why they're there. Now, on speeding, I'm all for if it's safe to overtake, or if you're, let's say for instance, you're behind a truck and you can foresee that the truck's driving a little bit erratically, or any scenario where you feel like you need to overtake it, I'm all for going fast around the person, just so you can continue driving normally. But when it's to the point where you're literally, every single car is a competition and you need to overtake everybody just to show that you're super cool in your Audi, you're an idiot. You're creating stress, unwanted emotions for drivers. I mean, driving is emotionally stressful enough to some people. You don't need to add to their stress by driving like a lunatic. So please slow down. Now, another big thing in Australia and also in America, you might know the term. It's called. Sorry, Finland's just walking around. Now, you might know the term. It's called tailgating. I don't know what the Finnish word is for it. But essentially, to put tailgating into layman terms, it basically means that you're driving too close to the vehicle in front of you. As mentioned, all you're doing is creating panic to the driver that you're tailgating. Just go around them. You don't know why that person is going slow. Like, they could have a newborn in the car, they could have a new pet, they could have family members that are uneasy about driving, whatever it may be. There is absolutely no reason why you should be bumper to bumper with the car in front of you. It's absolutely ridiculous, and this happens every single time I use the roads, and I don't know why people do it. It's crazy. Just slow down. All you're going to do is create an accident because the person isn't going at the speed that you want to go, but you don't need to tailgate people. The biggest thing is, and I could go out right now and take some footage of me driving, and very rarely does this happen, but you need to keep a safe driving distance. What is a safe driving distance? Now, a safe driving distance is basically 2 seconds behind the car in front of you. Now, an easy way for you to know whether or not you are 2 seconds behind the car, it can be equivalent to 2 car lengths. When you're traveling and the vehicle in front of you passes something, whether it be a mark on the road or a pole or a sign, just count in your head back from 0 to 2 seconds. And if you pass that object before you reach 2 seconds, you need to slow down. You need to count to 2 and pass the object so that distance you're creating between you and the vehicle in front of you, it's like a cushion. Now, that distance isn't so that the Audi or the BMW next to you that's driving like a lunatic can swerve and jump in front. Whatever, that's completely on them. It's for you. That's a safety barrier that you need, so that if for whatever reason you need to brake, you do an emergency brake, then that's the correct amount of distance. Statistically, that's the correct amount of distance that you need to be able to brake safely without rear-ending the car in front of you. So please, everybody needs to work on this. Correct safety distance while driving, as well as when stopping at lights, intersections, anything. I see it all the time. For a country that has such a vast variety of different climates, I don't understand it. I mean, I've driven through all the seasons, and I see people drive the same through summer and through winter. Yeah, the billboard might say, beware, there is potential black ice or ice on the road, drive safely. Nobody does it. You slap those winter tires on, it's like you're immune to anything happening to you. You'll drive the exact same way you would drive in summer. You drive the exact same way you do in winter. It's ludicrous. Now, just to touch again, when stopping at lights, the correct distance that you should use with the car in front of you is, there's no technical term for it, but let's just say bumper to bonnet. So basically, when you're approaching the lights and you need to stop, the bonnet of your car, you should be able to still see the full vehicle of the person in front of you. So if you're driving up to a vehicle and your view is literally only of their back window and you can't see their boot or their bottom tires, you're way too close. You're way too close. When you approach the stop, you need to come up slowly and you need to stop so that you have full view of the vehicle in front of you. Anything could happen. The person behind you could be on the phone, they could have a heart attack, a sneezing fit, and then that could cause a huge cascade of rear ends happening. And the fact that everybody is driving so close together and parking and stopping so close together, Like, yeah, you could fit more vehicles on the road if everybody was so tight together, but that's not the point. You need to have that safety distance. So just remember, bonnet to bumper, if you should be able to see the car, the full car in front of you when you stop at the lights. There's no need for you to be that close. Just keep your distance. This is one of the biggest ones for me, and it's indicating. So signaling. You know, on the steering wheel, you've got the little stick on the left and right, or some cars even have it just on the right side or the left side, where you indicate which way you're going to turn, left or right. People that I see all the time do not indicate. It is crazy. It is absolutely ridiculous. I've seen more cyclists here in Finland put up their hand signs to indicate what they're doing. I think it's because they're obviously they feel that they're at a greater risk because they're on a bike. So they need to make it known what their intentions are. But I feel like you should be doing the exact same practices or even more when you're in a vehicle. Like that's over 1 ton of mass moving at a speed. Like you'd think you'd want to let people know what you're doing with it instead of just swerving between lanes without indicating or just cutting people off. It is crazy, and it's something I see all the time. A rule of thumb, 3 to 5 seconds. If you're about to change lane, make a turn, whatever it is, indicate before you do it, while you're doing it, and once you're safely in this place that you need to be, or that you want to be, stop indicating. That's it. If a person has an indicator on for what looks to be a long time, obviously they've just forgot to turn it off. It happens to me all the time in my car. I have a bit of an older car. I'm very conscious about not doing it, but it happens because my car doesn't make any audio cue when I'm indicating, and it doesn't self-click back. So when I indicate to turn, I might leave it on by mistake. It is 100% mistake. So I'm sorry if you're following me and my indicator is left on. Thank you for keeping your distance, thinking that I'm turning, and then figuring out that I'm not actually turning, but I'm absolutely sorry about this one. Especially if you're going from stationary to moving, make your intentions known to everybody. Hey, buddy. It's all right. Hey. All right. Now, there's parts of Australia where there is a speed limit. Let's say it's 100 kilometers an hour. You can go more than 100 kilometers an hour, and that's completely on you. It's like an open freeway. Statistically, it's shown that if people drive over the speed limit at a speed that they're comfortable with, there's less crashes than people being limited to the speed limit. But regardless of that, the point is, stick to your speed limits. If the speed limit says 80 kilometers an hour, 80 kilometers is the max. It's not a guidance. Just because it says 80 kilometers an hour, and if people are doing 80 kilometers an hour and you don't think that's fast enough, then drive around them. Because all you're doing is putting your life and everybody else's life at risk. Now, how speeding and braking are in direct correlation with each other. I think he's going to be here for the rest of the video, so I'm sorry if this is taken away from the fact that I'm very serious about this. Braking and speeding are in direct correlation with each other. Now, we had a slogan campaign in Australia a couple of years ago, and it was called "Every kilometre over is a killer." Basically, it means that your risk of injury and or accident is dramatically increased with every kilometre you go over the speed limit. And I know a lot of people don't understand this because it is ridiculous. It's literally gets to the point where your speed that you're going, your braking distance is literally doubled. People out there, I guarantee, like I understand people, to get your driving license in Finland, you need to take safety driving courses, sure. But have you ever done a safety braking test? Like properly? And you can tell by the way people drive and the way that they stop, they don't understand how to safely brake. Now this is a big one. People on mobile phones or tablets or any form of distraction while driving it's crazy here. I see people in brand new Teslas, Audis, BMWs, Mercedes, really, really fancy and expensive cars, driving on the phone. I guarantee that type of car has a Bluetooth or a hands-free function. What are you doing? I'm pretty sure it's illegal to do that in Finland. It's illegal in most countries. I don't understand why so many people do it here. It's just a distraction. Get off your phone while you're driving, or pull over and take the phone call if it's seriously that important. All you're doing is putting your life and others at risk at the sake of a phone call that could be had once you reach your destination. Now, the question I always ask myself is, where is the advertisement or even the law enforcement for these rules? Back home, you could not make a simple trip down to the shops without hearing on the radio, seeing advertisement on billboards, or police out on the roads. I know I touched on this topic on one of my other videos about police presence while driving. There's barely any. It's crazy. I don't understand it, but there's no advertisement or law enforcement enforcing these safe road rules. Finland, what are you doing? What are you doing? You have some of the best roads that I've ever seen, that I've ever driven on. I know countries that would die to have roads like yours. And people are just taking that for granted. It is crazy. I mean, you need to, I don't know if it's because I'm not a fluent Finnish speaker, or I don't access these streams of media that show these statistics or this sort of stuff, but I feel like it needs to be everywhere. I'm a foreigner in your country, and this information is stuff that I've found off my own self. I've tried to look up your driving act and like the 3 to 5 second rule when indicating. I took that from another country. I have not found anything like that with driving in Finland. Braking distances, I haven't found anything like that. Please, if you're watching this video, tell me in the comments where I can find this stuff. I've just read through the Finnish Driving Act and I have not found any information about this stuff. All it says is when driving and in relation to speed, drive safely or something like that. Like it's ludicrous. Like is this why there's so many bad drivers? I don't understand it, but as a foreigner, I feel like this stuff needs to be shown to everybody. It needs to be made more accessible. There needs to be more advertising on safe driving practices. Now, please remember, it's not a right to drive, right? It's a privilege, and it should be treated as such. Nobody owes you the right to drive on the road, and you don't have a right to be there. If you're not driving correctly and safely, you should have your license taken away. It's as simple as that. Just think about what you're doing. That's really all it is. Just drive cautiously, within reason. Obviously, there is such a thing as driving too slow. Just drive to the conditions. Drive within the speed limits and everything will be fine. Remember to keep that safety distance. Be observant of what you're doing and others around you. Now, like I mentioned, I've been wanting to make this video for a very, very, very long time, and I've thought in my mind of ways that I've been wanting to do it. And for a long time, I could literally just put the camera in my car and go for a drive and come back and show you guys all these crazy people out there driving like lunatics. But I want this to be pure education. I'm not here to roast anybody or call anybody out. But I just hope that that this video reaches literally anybody who's using the roads here in Finland. Just take some of these tips and just practice them. Or next time you're driving, just notice, geez, how close am I driving to this car in front of me? Or geez, why is this guy being so close behind me? Don't do a brake test. Don't tap the brakes to let them know, because that's completely dangerous. Just continue doing what you're doing. If there's a reason that you're driving slow and a person's up your behind, then that's completely on them, right? You don't need to stress about it. Just relax and just focus on what you're doing and just drive safely within your own little bubble. that person wants to overtake, they will overtake. Just focus on what you're doing. That's the biggest thing I can say about that. Please note, this is just some of a very, very long list of general road safety practices. So I really hope that some of these things will help you. But yeah, like I said, this isn't just me here ranting about the terrible drivers in Finland, because it's absolutely not that. It's more of me trying to bring awareness. So, hey guys, yeah, I'm back. I'm back. I just had to reset the memory card on the camera. So yeah, if you made it through this video, thank you for watching, and I hope that I can help reduce vehicle-related accidents or injuries caused from driving unsafely on the road here in Finland. Sorry if it was a little bit boring for you, and yeah, like I said, I really hope this helps some people, because I'm just trying to educate people. Cool. Don't worry, my next video will be back to normal. This is just something I wanted to talk about. So yeah, take care, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye.